are the candidates from the Pratt School. entering the stadium are the candidates from the Fuqua School of Business. Entering now are the candidates from the School of Nursing. Welcome the candidates from the Divinity School. Currently entering are the candidates from the School of Law. Please welcome the candidates from the School of Medicine. Now entering are the candidates from the graduate school.
Let us pray. God of all joy and gladness, we delight in the goodness and glory of this day. As our faces beam with smiles that contain the sun and rays of glory, we marvel at the wonders of your all-inclusive love. With the song of the cicadas buzzing through the trees and the tune of birds whistling in the wind, all creation joins this celebration today. We are hope-infused as we peer into the futures that await. We rejoice in the hard-earned wisdom you've taught through classes past and the ones dropped just before the drop-ed deadline. Even as we remember when we were just 2 days into college and 3 lectures behind, we thank you for the surprises along the way, like that so few food points stretched so far and the grant funds came in time for rent. We praise you today for the 99 prior graduating classes and for all who've gone before us paving the way for our successes. We are especially grateful for those who've broken barriers to make Duke an ever more inclusive place, those who we recognize as a first to do it, and those whose names we'll never know. For each who've traveled the rocky road to make ours at least somewhat smoother, we give you thanks. We delight in the ones who've made us laugh, and we treasure all who've held us when all we could say was, serenity now. We're in awe of the communities we've been part of here and our brushes with greatness. Though we've taken L's like a no longer perfect GPA and a missed internship and failed friendships, we celebrate today because there have been W's in classes and labs, on courts and in fields, and most importantly, with people who've made sure we were not alone. Thanksgiving fills our hearts and minds as we remember all who've made the blessing and joy of today possible. We treasure and give thanks for the countless multitude of family and friends, of professors and mentors, of administrators and housekeepers, of trustees and groundskeepers, of donors and dishwashers and Durham community members, of those who have given us second chances at redemption and fought for second chances for others, and of all who will never get the credit they deserve for how they've helped us make it to this day. Show us how to embody beyond Duke the lessons learned on this campus, from sustainable practices that benefit the planet to the communal care that benefits our souls. As we leave this place, make us more and more people who value and embody respect, trust, inclusion, discovery, and excellence. Give us grace to be humble, strength to be honest, courage to be hopeful, and ever more mindful of the humanity that makes each person worthy of honor. We offer these prayers to you with gratitude for the gift of today and for the class of 2024. Amen.
Good morning, class of 2024. I am absolutely delighted to join your faculty, your families and friends in congratulations to you for reaching this significant milestone, your commencement. Today is, fittingly, Mother's Day, when we come together in gratitude for the love and the support that sustains us. And in that spirit, let's begin by showing our appreciation for the mothers, family members, friends who are with us here today and who have supported us and guided our extraordinary graduates on their journey. Let's also recognize the exceptional Duke Wind Symphony, our student ensemble, and all of the students, the volunteers, staff, and faculty who have made today's celebration possible. We will now hear greetings from our student representatives, Zara Hassan and Kayla Thompson, as well as from Academic Council Chair Trina Jones, who will share greetings on behalf of our faculty.
Good morning, Devils. On behalf of my undergraduate peers, I'm proud to welcome everyone to Duke's 2024 commencement. For many of us, this is our first ever graduation ceremony. More importantly, our moms are salivating to make up for lost Proud Mom Facebook posts. So happy Mother's Day. According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is impossible. The Bee Movie, which features Speaker Seinfeld's starring role as fellow graduate Barry B. Benson, reflects our journey to this stadium. When we arrived at Duke in fall 2020, simply attending class felt impossible. Since then, we've overcome challenging classes, internships, and long lines to get yet another free tote bag. And this March, we, alongside Duke Band and Cheer, watched both John Shire and Carol Lawson bust Obama's brackets through unthinkable upsets. My friends are afraid that it's impossible for life after graduation to match the joy of college. But I think there's a lot to look forward to. Firstly, though we'll truly miss Duke basketball, we'll also no longer take elbows in the face in the Cameron Crazy student section. And after today, we can get paid to solve problems rather than pay Duke to assign us more problems. Finally, we can design our own syllabus without pesky T-Rex. At Duke, I learned both how to interpret complex data and how to swim. Now, we can decide what we learn, from how to cook outside of a dorm to how to solve climate change or global conflicts, because if bees can do the impossible, we can too. Thank you, and have an incredible day today.
Good morning, fellow classmates, faculty, family, and friends, and welcome to commencement. I am deeply humbled and honored to be standing before you today. As graduate and professional students, Duke means different things to each of us. Many were asked to set aside their alma maters and make room in their hearts to cheer on a new basketball team. Others, like myself, traded in the comfort of our West Campus dorms for a chance to discover what it truly means to be a Durhamite. Others still said goodbye to their home countries and traveled to the US for the first time to come to Duke for graduate school. But no matter the paths we took to get here, Duke became a special place for all of us. And today, I can't help but feel immense gratitude. Gratitude for the supportive faculty members who guided us in our research, for the alumni who took us under their wings at internships across the country, for the picnics in the gardens on beautiful spring afternoons, and for the friendships that will sustain us for a lifetime. But most of all, I am grateful for this place that has propelled each of us one step closer to achieving our dreams. For me, that's having my parents in the stands today, watching as I, a first-generation college student, now hold not only a bachelor's degree, but also 2 graduate degrees from this esteemed university. So as we continue on to the next chapter of our lives, let us be grateful for the time we shared at Duke, whether it was just a year or, in my case, nearly a decade. And let that gratitude carry us forward in the work we will do the change we will affect, and the communities we will better. Thank you, Duke, for what you mean to me and to each of us here today.
Good morning. On behalf of my faculty colleagues, I am delighted to offer congratulations to the Duke University class of 2024. As chair of the Academic Council, which is Duke's version of a faculty senate, I have the honor of carrying the university mace during formal academic processions, such as the one that preceded this ceremony. Though the mace weighs only 8 pounds, I find its heft and distinctive artistry to be fitting symbols of the responsibilities and privileges that come with membership in our academic community. Each semester, my faculty colleagues and I delight in encountering students like you, who are eager to learn, to explore, to test the boundaries of knowledge, and to expand the boundaries of what you believe you can achieve. As much as we enjoy guiding your learning and growth, we delight even more in the many ways your perspectives and curiosity challenge us to consider familiar subject matter anew. As a famous poet has noted, the teacher is always learning. Sometimes your questions and ideas help us to answer persistent queries, solve long-standing mysteries, or lead us to discover new approaches to a thorny problem. For all of that, we, the faculty, thank you. Class of 2024, as we celebrate your graduation from this university, we also celebrate the many forms your learning has taken during your time at Duke. For many of you, that learning included periods of remote study. Since then, whether in the classroom or the lab, during late nights in the library, or through service to your community, you have demonstrated a remarkable commitment to learning and a passion for using your knowledge to benefit the world. Class of 2024, we are very proud of all that you have achieved at Duke, and we look forward to everything that you will accomplish in the future. On behalf of the faculty, congratulations.
Thank you, Professor Jones, Zara, and Kayla for those thoughtful words of welcome. A commencement marks an important moment in time. Today we mark the end of your studies at Duke and the beginning of your lives as Duke alumni. Today's commencement ceremony also marks another significant point of inflection. This year, as we celebrate our university's centennial, we're also celebrating the 100th class to graduate from Duke. Perhaps you've noticed that many of our graduates are wearing blue robes today as a special symbol of this milestone. This wonderful alignment of two profound turning points, our centennial and your graduation today, is a moment both of inflection and a moment for reflection. It's an opportunity to reflect on all that we together have learned and achieved since Trinity College was transformed into our Duke University. And it's an opportunity to look ahead to the great promise, your great promise, as a generation called to lead in an uncertain world. Looking forward and looking back, I feel a sense of profound confidence that you are up for the challenge. Indeed, you've already seen and persevered through some unanticipated twists and turns in the road. Many of you saw your senior years of high school disrupted by the pandemic and missed out on your graduation then, and all of you have had to navigate several years of significant academic and social disruption. The undergraduate class of '24 arrived at Duke before COVID vaccines were available, at a time when masking and social distancing were our best tools for protecting each other, even though they were antithetical to community building and the typical college experience. So remarkably, this is the first time you've all been together in person for a traditional, formal academic exercise. As you may recall, in August of 2020, our new student convocation took place virtually. So you watched on YouTube, at least I hope you did, as we welcomed all of you to our academic community. Now, despite these challenges, you have thrived. In the classroom and beyond, you've taken advantage of everything that Duke has to offer and what it means to be an educated and engaged citizen of the world. During your time at Duke, you've built new connections and you've developed new traditions. And you absolutely have played more spike ball than any class before or since. Looking forward, we have no idea what the world will bring. As the politically turbulent and violent events of this year have illustrated, we live in unpredictable times. But on this point, our centennial may be instructive and I think encouraging. 100 years ago, the graduating class of 1924 similarly had no idea what lay before them. They didn't know that just 6 months later, James B. Duke would sign his indenture of trust that turned their alma mater, Trinity College, into our university. And that stroke of Mr. Duke's pen not only transformed our institution, it also secured for the class of 1924 a legacy as the last students to graduate from Trinity. And in a fascinating turn of history, the class of '24 also gave us our alma mater, dear old Duke. But they had no idea of that at the time. Indulge me in a minute with the story. Trinity in 1924 celebrated the completion of studies with a traditional lowering of the class flag. You see, LDOC has come a long way from flag lowering to sway wheel on the quad, right? Well, during their flag lowering ceremony, the Trinity class of 1924 sang a student-composed hymn to Trinity that had been catching on around campus at the time. And it began, "Trinity, thy name we sing. To thee our voices raise, they raise. To thee our anthems ring in everlasting praise." As an aside, the May 14th, 1924 issue of the Trinity Chronicle that published for the first time this hymn also reported an interesting vignette of campus life at the time. Quote, "One student bet another that he couldn't put a billiard ball in his mouth. Result, it had to be punched out with a cue stick." Like I said, Duke students, you've come a long way in 100 years. Following the unforeseen creation of Duke University, an adaptation of that hymn to Trinity was officially adopted in 1925 as our alma mater. But of course, the word Trinity had to be replaced. And as Duke is just one syllable, and Duke University is 6, they went with, that's right, dear old Duke. at a time, let's remember, when dear old Duke was not even 1 year old. Although our traditions have evolved with time and we no longer raise and lower flags at the beginning or the end of the academic year, we do sing Dear Old Duke together at formal events and gatherings, and we'll sing it together again today at the end of this ceremony. And whether performed by a pep band, a choir, or as it rings from the carillon every Friday evening, our alma mater symbolizes the enduring connections to Duke that unite us as a community, whether we're here together or apart. And I hope it will always remind you, now that you know its origin story, that while we cannot foresee the future, while we have no idea of what our next day or year or decade or century will bring, like Trinity College, we can look forward to grander times ahead. I hope that throughout your lives, however far your fates may bear you, you will forever feel at home at this place. And whatever the future brings, and I hope not swallowing a billiard ball on a bet, perhaps when you hear that familiar melody of Dear Old Duke, you'll pause to reflect on what this university, what its people have meant in your life. Congratulations to the great class of 2024. I am now delighted to welcome the chair of the Duke University Board of Trustees, Lorraine Sperling, to formally open this commencement for the awarding of honorary degrees. And before we begin, though, I would like to take this opportunity to publicly recognize Lorraine for her outstanding service as chair of our board these past 3 years. She will conclude her term as chair this summer, she will remain in her service as a trustee, and we are so deeply, deeply grateful. Thank you.
Mr. President, I am now pleased to declare this commencement open. Duke University awards honorary degrees to recognize extraordinary achievement and service to the world. The candidates for honorary degrees have been enthusiastically approved by the faculty of the university and by the Board of Trustees. Each will be accompanied by a faculty sponsor.
I am now pleased to confer, by the power vested in me, honorary degrees upon 4 exceptional candidates. Though our 5th honorary degree candidate, Rose Marcario, was unfortunately unable to join us here today, we hope to award her degree at a future commencement. To today's recipients, we know that your example will inspire our graduates to pursue careers of equal purpose and principle, and we are proud to welcome you to our university community. I invite Mark Anthony Neal, the James B. Duke Distinguished Professor of African and African American Studies, to accompany to the podium C.B. Claiborne, candidate for the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Claudius C.B. Claiborne, arrived at Duke on a presidential scholarship in the fall of 1965, and soon made history. He wore the Duke jersey for the freshman basketball team, and in the process became Duke's first black student athlete. Although his talents attracted an offer to join the Harlem Globetrotters after he earned a mechanical engineering degree in 1969, CB instead pursued a career as an engineer, scholar, Sasakawa Fellow, and Coors Eminent Scholar. CB, for your many contributions to business, leadership, and education, I am delighted to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Humane Letters. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I now invite Sophia Enriquez, the Andrew W. Mellon Assistant Professor of Music and